Hello, this is Candy with eyes2jesus.blogspot.com, and welcome to my November planner tour. Now, if you saw that video I put up a few weeks ago about the Gelargen or Gillargen planners, then you might be wondering if that is what I'm in right now as we're going into November, and you would be correct. I am in this beauty. Now, as it so happens, today is the release date for a brand new planner by Julio, and it's the Julio Campagna Pocket XL with the black croc on the inside and pink lined. Black croc on the outside, pink lined on the inside. So that's going for currently $222 in US dollars, but it ships from Belgium, and I would be guessing you'd have to pay shipping. I've never bought anything Julio. So you could go that route if you like, you know, the nice pocket size XL black croco with pink inside. Or you can go with a Gillargen. Gillargen on AliExpress, Jillargean. That's what this is, and it is very comparable to the Campagna by Julio. And this is the Gillargen Genuine Leather Pocket XL. And I got this for like, I think it was like $53. I think that's about what's charging. It's in the lower 50s. So this for $53, which is also genuine leather, or you could go ahead and get the Julio for $222. And then just a few quick comparisons. In the Julio's version, their back pockets is what's more like what's on the front pocket of the Gillargen, and then the front pocket's more like what's on the back pocket of the Gillargen, except the Gillargen's got a bit better of a pocket configuration in my opinion. They both have the large back pocket, which of course is fabulous. And they both are genuine leather, black croco embossed on the outside with contrast stitching, and pink on the inside. However, the Julio one, from what I can see, the hardware is silver. This one, the hardware is gold, both the rings and the snaps. And from what it looked like on the pictures of the Julio one, the pink lining is just a regular leather. On the Gillargen, the pink lining is also croco. It's kind of a pearly pink croco imprint on the leather on the inside. So let me show you my current planner setup. This, if you are one of those awesome people, one of my awesome planner friends who watches all of my planner videos, you're going to notice some changes here. This is the most changes I have made in a planner in years. So there are some changes here, and I've been doing this for a few weeks. I love it, so this is definitely how I'm going to keep going. So see if you can spot those changes as we go through this planner tour. So opening it up, the Gillargen has two snaps. I'm able to snap it on the tighter setting still because it's got a nice long strap, which is fabulous. And the Gillargen comes with 20mm rings, by the way. All right. So going inside, here in the front pockets, you just have a slip pocket and you have a zip. So inside the zip, I keep some change. And inside the slip pocket, these are some Post-it notes from Target. And what I did is I punched them and then cut slits through the holes. So they are sticky notes, but they stick out a little bit on A7 or pocket-sized paper. But if you punch it and then cut slits in the holes so that when you are going to stick it over another paper, which I do have that here and I'll show you, then you can have the holes on the rings and then the sticky on top holding it as well. And these are great. So yeah, I've got these, and that's what I keep inside the front slip pocket here. And then I have the Gillargen real leather fly leaves that comes with it. And I have a purple ollie clip there because there are a few times during the week where I need to temporarily keep something, or I'll like clip something there, and it could be a receipt, it could be an appointment card that I want to file when I get home, things like that. So I like to clip things to this. All right, and then on the other side, it does not come with card slots like the Smart Fees and the Mo Terms. It is just a leather flyleaf, but I still like it. I think it's pretty, and yeah, like I said, I like to clip things to it with the ollie clip from time to time. Now, my first front page after that is a laminated sheet. It's got scriptures on it, which are covered up right now because I have a couple of sticky notes on there of a list of some things that I need to pick up eventually. I don't have a day scheduled yet for that. That is just a brainstormed list that I need to work with, so I have it up front here. Okay, and then on the other side of that is more scriptures. And then I have another laminated paper, and I got a little top tab on it. And on that one is a couple's picture of my husband and I taken from this summer. And then we have a top tab here, which if I grab this tab and flip it, it brings me to a running grocery list for the week. But just a quick side note for my husband and I, this month is our wedding anniversary, and it will be our 25th wedding anniversary. So I am planning on vlogging that because that's going to be something awesome to have digital documentation of. We are planning a really fun 25th wedding anniversary. So yeah, we have that, and then the top tab on it. So if I flip it over, I have some sticky notes on this side for when I'm going to grab some quick, and then I have a running grocery list. So I just keep several sheets of filler paper up here just for running grocery lists. And then when I make my official grocery list for the week and order the aisles of the store, then that'll be up here as well. So flipping past that, we come to my first homemade divider. My dividers are kind of ratty, and I don't care because they're still functioning for me. But my first one is for my homemaking section, so it's labeled home, and it looks like this. Okay, so going inside my homemaking section, the very first page is my daily chores, which is mostly cleaning, and because of how my life is currently, I have kids getting driver's permits, getting driver's license, grown kids on their own. I have all these different stages. I have teenagers, I have adult children, I have grandchildren, and currently it's just, my life is really, really busy. So I reconfigured my cleaning routines to fit in with how my schedule has been. It looks like it's just gonna be for a while. So I used one of those sheets of paper. See, so I have it in the holes right there, and it's stuck on top, and I just wrote out a cleaning routine that I'm trying out and loving. So it's the one I think I'm going to stick with. I just haven't gotten around to printing it out and making it look pretty, and I'm probably not going to bother. I'll probably just do that when I set up my 2023 planner. Okay, so the next page after that are children's chores, which I'm down to only one child now having chores. That is my youngest, who is 16. My other children are all adults now. And then same with table chores, down to just the table chores of my 16-year-old. All my other children are adults. And then I have a paid chores tracker, which doesn't have a whole lot going on it right now because it's just for my youngest now. And a lot of times when she does paid chore, I just pay her right then and there if I already have it with me. So the paid chores tracker is fairly dormant. Little activity on that. And then after that is my deep cleaning and organization projects list. And I try to do a project a week. Some of the projects are big, so it might take multiple weeks to complete a project before I move on to the next one. And then after that is my master grocery list. And I have a little flag on that because if I grab it and turn it, the page after that is my menu plan for the week. And my master grocery list, I just skim through it when I'm making my grocery list for the week. That just helps me visualize what I have, and then that way, instead of having to go through the pantry and cabinets and the fridges and freezers and all that, usually if I just skim through my master grocery list, I can envision what we have from the last time I looked, and then I can make my list accordingly. So then after that, as I said, it's my menu plan for the week. I plan out our breakfast, lunches, suppers, and sides. And to help me with that, the next page is breakfast ideas, and then we have lunch ideas and supper ideas, and the breakfast, lunch, and supper ideas also have suggested sides to go with them. And then after that I have my Thanksgiving and New Year's menus because I am usually the one that hosts those, and we can have anywhere from several to 20 people on those holidays. So I usually do all or most of the cooking, and I'm fine with that. I think it's fun. Okay, and then after that, I just have 2 round stickers stuck to each other to make a little tab. So I can turn to this quickly. This is my recipes section. My recipes section is the rest of my homemaking section. And this is a table of contents. My pages are numbered, but the table of contents are just to my sections. So my recipes are, the pages are numbered, and my recipes are in their own sections. The sections that I have, that I use, are quick go-tos, breads and breakfasts, main meals, sides, baking, and special. And then in each section, the recipes are in alphabetical order. So if I want to make, for example, no noodle lasagna, then I would turn to main meals, which starts on page 11 according to my table of contents, and then I just flip through to the ends and find no noodle lasagna. So I can turn to my recipes really quickly this way. Obviously not all of my recipes are in here. A lot of them are simple and they're in my head, and then ones that I rarely make, I just go to my recipe books for. So turning past all of that, we come to my next homemade divider, which is my homeschool section. So it is labeled school, and it looks like this. So I am the homeschooling mother of 4. 3 of my children are adults, and they were homeschooled all the way through and have graduated. I am down to now just homeschooling my youngest. She is 16. We are doing 11th grade this year. And so now my homeschooling section for years was for 4 children. Now it's down to being just for 1 child as we are winding down in my last few years of homeschooling. But then maybe I'll get to help out with the schooling of my grandchildren. So there we go. So the first page of my homeschool section is our homeschool schedule, what we do when during the homeschool day. And then the next 2 pages after that's our curriculum chart or course of study. And that's got 3 columns. It's got the subjects column, what subjects we're doing this year, and then when, like if it's going to be like every day or if it's going to be twice a week, etc. And then the 3rd column is books and info, books, materials, and any of the information that I'd like to keep on that. And then after that is her reading list. So she is currently reading Brave New World, and then after that she's going to read Atomic Habits. And then I have her copywork assignments. We homeschool via the Trivium method, always have. Always will. The Trivium method, if you're not familiar with it, goes with the stages of development of the brain. And all of my children, by the way, were reading at 2nd grade reading level at age 4. None of them have any memory of not even knowing how to read. They just remember always knowing how to read. So that's fun. Okay, and then after her copywork lists, I have our Monday homeschool, what we're doing then. Tuesday and Wednesday homeschool, and then I have Thursday homeschool and then some note paper. The reason why there's no Friday homeschool in there is because we only homeschool Monday through Thursday, and we usually take Fridays off unless we need to catch up. And we homeschool year-round except for the month of July. We take the month of July off, and then that's when I generally do my preps and ordering for the next homeschool year. So turning past that note paper, we come to my next homemade divider, which is labeled budget, and it is my budgeting section. Okay, so the very first page in budget is something that I call budget guide, and it's a chart, and I have it divided up. My husband gets paid each week, so I have which auto pay bills and which bills I manually pay are assigned to which check during the month, and I just keep lists of those there, and I just number the checks 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And then I have a list of things that I like to have cash for when I need cash. Like, for example, we like to do a weekly trip to Dollar Tree, and now I'm down to just doing it with just my youngest, but we still like to do that. And it's good to just give her some cash for that. Okay, so after my budget guide, I just have filler paper in here. I don't use budgeting sheets. I don't need them. So I write the number of which week of the check that budget is for. I write that date on it. Then I look at my budget guide and I list down the bills that will be paid off of that check. I will then turn to my monthly calendar and I'll look at that week, seeing what's coming up, appointments, birthdays, anniversaries, etc. And I'll put that in there, and then I just keep a running total of everything on that paper. So, and I always have the budget done and prepared at least 1 month in advance. Okay, so then after that, my next divider is my planning section. So it's labeled planning, and it looks like this. And you'll see I have an ollie clip on there. Well, that's because my month on 2 pages are not tabbed. They are Filofax pocket size dated month on 2 pages, but they don't have month tabs on them. And I find that is not a big deal at all. I just use this ollie clip and then I just clip it to the current month. So I just need to grab my planning tab and flip it, and it brings me to the current month, being November. So in the side column where you can do notes, I do some cycle and menstruation tracking. I am in early perimenopause, so those of you in your mid-40s probably are as well if you're female. And so it's good to be able to track these things. And I know many of us, we are on BHRT, so bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, which is, in my personal opinion, mandatory, but everybody needs to do their own research and make their own decisions. So I do a lot of cycle tracking and things like that in that side column. And then in the squares on my month on 2 pages, of course I write appointments and birthdays and celebrations and get-togethers, etc. And then I also have little letter codes I write on for various different health things I track, like headaches and things like that, where I'll just put a specific letter and then along with my code, it could be inside a square, a diamond, or circle, depending on perhaps the intensity, etc. So I track these things here. Okay. And then I have another little just homemade side tab with 2 round gold stickers sticking out. And I just have that, so if I grab that and flip that, it brings me to my days on 1 page. And that brings me also to the end of the monthly calendars and to my daily. And then I have a page marker, and if I turn to that page marker, well, that brings us to today. So I do day on 1 page. So here is today. So I have my day on 1 page, and then on the other side, this is my master schedule. So we'll get into that in a moment. So my day on 1 page, I have been using free printouts from Puffin Pages Co. I absolutely love them. And they're her pocket size. Now, I don't know if it's my computer and my printer or what, but I find if I set the percentage to 103%, and then I print it out, it's perfect. At just 100%, they were actually too small for my pocket size or A7 size planner. So I printed out at 103%, and they're perfect. So yeah, I printed out all of October, November, and December, so I already have them all set up. And I only keep 1 month at a time of day on 1 pages in here, so I just recently removed the October and have all of my Novembers in here now, as today is November 1st. So let me just flip to a more blank one here. So I date them all ahead of time. So in this top section here, I will write down specific timed things maybe going on that day, or just quick notes to myself. I'll also do tracking up there. And then in the morning, afternoon, and evening ones, I usually just do my meal planning there, the meals that are scheduled for that day. And then I have my tasks and to-dos here, and then on the bottom in notes is where I put in my cleaning, and then we have a blank space between there. It's where if I have any specific food preps for that day, I will list them there. Okay, and then I said I'd get back to this. I also have my master schedule. It's got a top tab on it purely because it makes it easier to turn the page and just grab the page. And it's laminated, and as you saw, the holes are slit. So each day, or every other day, since I'm day on 1 page, this will get moved. I have it double-sided. I have the exact same master schedule on both sides, so I can see it on either side regardless of if my day on 1 page is on the left side or on the right side. I have the same schedule on both sides. And my schedule is divided up to, I have my Monday through Thursday schedule, and then any notes for specific things on those specific days and the specific time slots. And then I have my Friday, Saturday, Sunday schedule off over onto this side, with also any little notes on some things that are specific, like church on Sundays and stuff like that. This is my master schedule. I follow it 7 days a week whenever possible, and I have all my variations in here, and it's great. I mean, I originally, when I was in personal size, I had a column for each day of the week, and then Saturday and Sunday shared a column. Cannot do that in A7 or pocket size unless I make the writing way too tiny to read. Or I could try maybe landscape instead of portrait, but I really don't like landscape in my planner. I like everything to be portrait. And I also wanted it all to fit on the same size. So I needed the writing big enough where I can see it, but still small enough where I could fit everything on there. And I needed it to just be on one page so I can do the same thing on both sides. So it took me several hours and a few days here and there working on it, but I got it. Mwah! I love it. So we pop that back in. So then, yeah, when I open up my planner, I will see the current day and my master schedule. Okay, so moving past all that, we move to my next tabbed divider. And this is my reference section, so it is labeled reference, and it looks like this. All right, and let's pause really quick right here. If you regularly watch my planner videos, you notice, whoa, my planning section is now in the middle of my planner instead of being the last section. Why is that? It's just, it was a duh moment. It's easier to write on in the middle than being at the end of my planner, and the planner sits more comfortably. It was just a duh moment, and I'm really liking it there. So anyways, we're going to my reference section. The very first page in my reference section is table of contents because the pages in my reference section are numbered. And my reference section is where I put things in that I like to keep with me, but I do not need their own sections for. So if I read you my table of contents, you'll know what's in my reference section. I have gift ideas, birthdays and holidays guide, stock list, perpetual calendar, family information, directions, contacts, codes, health, and food. And then things that I turn to more regularly in here, I have flagged, one off to the side and a couple of them flagged at the top, so that things that I turn to quite often, I can just grab the correct flag, which I just have memorized, and flip to that section. So I move to my last homemade divider in here, and it's labeled Assorted, and it looks like this. So assorted would be scratch paper, brain dump, note-taking, temporary things, stuff like that. So I have some notes on some things that some of my children, and yes, even my adults are my children, are working on that I might be helping them out with or researching for them. I have a lot of notes in here right now for my youngest, my 16-year-old, and stuff that she is doing and working on. I have some ideas and some possible goals. I have some song names written down of some songs that I liked. I just write things like that. And then after that, I have a little section that I marked with a homemade top tab by sticking 2 round stickers together. And this is just to help me find where my filler paper is. I keep extra filler paper in my assorted section as well. So when I need more paper up front for grocery lists, or I might need paper in my school section if I need to write something extra down, or I need more paper in my notes section, or if I need an extra sheet of paper to write extra stuff for my day because it's super crazy, whatever it is, this is where I keep my extra filler paper. So after the extra filler paper, we come to my back matter. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 zipper pockets, and then and inside those 4 zipper pockets, I can show you this one. I just keep extra cards and various things that I like to have with me. And currently I only have things in 2 of the zipper pockets, and the other 2 zipper pockets are empty. They just occasionally have things in them. And then I have a top loading pocket, and I just have my washi card, and then an extra card behind that I don't generally use very often. And then I have my back page lifter, got an extra ollie clip on it should I need it. I got just some labels of some things that occasionally reoccur that when they do, I'll stick them on the appropriate time slot on my master schedule. For example, crock pot. So if I pre-prepared a meal that needs to cook all day the day before in the crock pot and I put it in the fridge, then I'll stick crock pot at my morning routine, so that when I'm going through my morning routine the next day, I'll see that and I'll know, get the crock pot out of the fridge and get it cooking on low all day, because that's going to be that day's supper. So things like that. So yeah, my back page lifters is a clear Moterm page lifter. And then we come to my back pockets. So I have some papers that I keep in this very back slot, and this next slot I just have some more sticky notes that I keep there. And then I have the card slots. I have cards in the card slots, and then the very top card slot is where I keep my Avery dots, Avery labels, and whole reinforcement stickers. And then as for pens, we only have 1 pen loop in here, but it sticks out so that it's covered by the strap, but it's closed, but it sticks out into the strap. which gives room to stick on another pen. I just stick it inside the side and top of my top card slot, so I have 2 pens. Because you know me, I like to have 2 pens in my planners. I have my main pen that I always write with, which is the one that's in the pen loop, and then I have my backup pen in case I'm out somewhere and my main pen runs out of ink or I lose it, and then my backup pen is also a ballpoint pen, which is generally what you need if you're filling out forms or writing checks, etc. And then we have the big back pocket. So I have some Bible study notes in here. I have a bit of spending cash in here. I have postage stamps. I have checks and slips from my bank. I have a church paper in there that has upcoming events that I need to process and write down in my planner, and then I can go ahead and remove that. And that's everything in my planner. So yeah, my planner, it has my wallet, it's got my home management in it, it's got my budgeting, it's got everything all in one small book so that it is light and it fits well in my purse. And let me tell you, I love how the Julio Pocket XL feels. It's fun just to squeeze, it feels nice, and it is lightweight, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And this concludes my planner tour, my planner setup for the month of November. Have a blessed day.